An Alabama went to see a psychiatrist because of his drinking problem. He sat down on the couch in his office, and the psychiatrist asked him, "So, can you tell me the reason why you're drinking?" The patient took a deep breath and said, "Sure, I know exactly why I'm drinking, and I'll tell you right now. It all started when I got married, and I guess I should never have done it. I met and married a widow with a grown daughter, who then became my stepdaughter." The man went on, "One day my dad came to visit us. He promptly fell in love with my lovely stepdaughter and eventually married her. And so my stepdaughter was now my stepmother. Soon, me and my wife had a son who was, of course, my dad's brother-in-law, since he is the half-brother of my stepdaughter, who is now, of course, my dad's wife. So, as I told you, when my stepdaughter married my dad, she was also my stepmother. Now, since my new son is brother to my stepmother, he also became my uncle. As you know, my wife is my step-grandmother since she is my stepmother's mother. Don't forget that my stepmother is my stepdaughter. It gets better, I am now my wife's grandson. Since I'm married to my step-grandmother, I am not only the wife's grandson and her hubby, but I am also my own grandfather." The psychiatrist looked horrified, took a deep breath and said, "Now I understand why you drink. By all means, keep it up." A man walks into a restaurant with a full-grown ostrich behind him. As he sits, the waitress comes over and asks for their orders. The man says, "I'll have a hamburger, fries, and a Coke," and turns to the ostrich. "What's yours?" "I'll have the same," says the ostrich. A short time later, the waitress returns with the order. "That will be $6, please," and the man reaches into his pocket and pulls out the exact change for payment. The next day, the man and the ostrich come again, and the man says, "I'll have a hamburger, fries, and a Coke," and the ostrich says, "I'll have the same." Once again, the man reaches into his pocket and pays with exact change. This becomes a routine until late one evening. The two enter again. The usual asks the waitress, "No, this is Friday night, so I will have a steak, baked potato, and salad," says the man. "Same for me," says the ostrich. A short time later, the waitress comes with the order and says, "That will be $12. Once again, the man pulls exact change out of his pocket and places it on the table. The waitress can't hold back her curiosity any longer. "Excuse me, sir, how do you manage to always come up with the exact change out of your pocket every time?" "Well," says the man, "several years ago I was cleaning the attic and I found an old lamp. When I rubbed it, a genie appeared and offered me 2 wishes. My first wish was that if I ever had to pay for anything, I would just put my hand in my pocket and the right amount of money would always be there." "That's brilliant," says the waitress. "Most people would wish for $1 million or something, but you'll always be as rich as you want for as long as you live." "That's right. Whether it's a gallon of milk or a Rolls Royce, the exact money is always there," says the man. The waitress asks, "One other thing, sir, what's with the ostrich?" The man sighs, pauses, and answers, "My second wish was for a tall chick with long legs who agrees with everything I say." A young doctor moved out to a small community to replace a doctor who was retiring. The older doctor suggested that the young one accompany him on his rounds, so the community could become used to a new doctor. At the first house, a woman complains, "I've been a little sick to my stomach." The older doctor says, "Well, you've probably been overdoing the fresh fruit. Cut back on the amount you've been eating and see if that does the trick." As they left, the younger man said, "You didn't even examine that woman? How'd you come to the diagnosis so quickly?" "I didn't have to. You noticed I dropped my stethoscope on the floor in there? When I bent over to pick it up, I noticed a half-dozen banana peels in the trash. That was what probably was making her sick." The younger doctor said, "Pretty clever. If you don't mind, I think I'll try that at the next house." Arriving at the next house, they spent several minutes talking with the younger woman. She said that she just didn't have the energy she once did and said, "I'm feeling terribly run down lately." "You've probably been doing too much for the church," the younger doctor told her. "Perhaps you should cut back a bit and see if that helps." As they left, the elder doctor said, "I know that woman well. Your diagnosis is most certainly correct. She's very active in the church, but how did you arrive at it?" "I did what you did at the last house. I dropped my stethoscope, and when I bent down to retrieve it, I noticed the priest under the bed." "Hello. Is this Gino's Pizza?" "No, sir, it's Google Pizza." "I must have dialed a wrong number." "Sorry." "Sorry?" "No, sir, Google bought Gino's Pizza last month." "Okay. I would like to order a pizza." Do you want your usual, sir? My usual, you know me? According to our caller ID data sheet, the last 12 times you called, you ordered an extra large pizza with 3 cheeses, sausage, pepperoni, mushrooms, and meatballs on a thick crust. Okay, that's what I want. May I suggest that this time you order a pizza with ricotta, arugula, sun-dried tomatoes, and olives on a whole wheat, gluten-free, thin crust? What? I detest vegetables. Your cholesterol is not good, sir. How the hell do you know? Well, we cross-referenced your home phone number with your medical records. We have the result of your blood tests for the last 7 years. Okay, but I do not want your rotten vegetable pizza. I already take medication for my cholesterol. Excuse me, sir, but you have not taken your medication regularly. According to our database, you only purchased a box of 30 cholesterol tablets once at Drug Sale Network 4 months ago. I bought more from another drugstore. That doesn't show on your credit card statement. I paid in cash. But you did not withdraw enough cash according to your bank statement. I have other sources of cash. That doesn't show on your last tax return unless you bought them using an undeclared income source, which is against the law. What the hell? I'm sorry, sir, we use such information only with the sole intention of helping you. Enough already. I'm sick to death of Google, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, and all the others. I'm going to an island without internet, cable TV, where there is no cell phone service and no one to watch me or spy on me. I understand, sir, but you need to renew your passport first. It expired 6 weeks ago.
An old man is met by his attorney and is told he is going to be audited. He rides to the IRS office with his attorney, and when he gets there, he begins to talk with the IRS agent. Bet $2,000 I can bite my own eye. The IRS agent agrees to the bet, believing it an impossible task. The old man laughs, pulls out his glass eye, and bites it. The IRS agent is dumbfounded. The old man bets $3,000 he can bite his other eye. The IRS agent knows there's no way possible to do this, so he once more agrees. The old man cackles, pulls out his dentures, and bites his eye. The old man finally wagers, I bet $20,000 I can stand on the far side of your desk, pee over the desk, and get it into your wastebasket without missing a single drop. The agent knows he won't be able to, so once more he agrees. The old man indeed misses, peeing all over the desk and on the paperwork. The IRS agent jumps for joy, but then notices the attorney over in the corner moaning. Are you all right? Asks the agent. No. On the way over here, he bet me $400,000 he could pee on your desk and you'd be happy about it. A student named Jacob was sitting in class one day, and the teacher walked by and he asked her, How do you put an elephant in the fridge? The teacher said, I don't know. How? Jacob then said, You open the door and put it in there. Then Jacob asked the teacher another question. How do you put a baboon in the fridge? The teacher then replied, Oh, I know this one. You open the door and put it in there. Jacob said, No, you open the door, take the elephant out, and then you put it in there. Then he asked another question. All the animals went to the lion's birthday party, except for one animal. Which one was it? The teacher, a bit confused, and said, The lion? Then the student said, No, the baboon, because he's still in the fridge. Then he asked her just one more question. If there is a river full of crocodiles and you wanted to get across it, how would you? The teacher then says, You would walk over the bridge. Then Jacob says, No, you would swim across because all the crocodiles are at the lion's birthday party.